Alright, so YouTube has ghosted my channel, and basically, I don't know what I did wrong. They're not going to tell me. We'll never know. Just like last time, the time before, I take a break for like a couple of months on whatever, don't do live streams. Test it every 2 weeks or so, and you find it still doesn't work. After, it seems like after about a month, maybe more, then all of a sudden they kind of take the restrictions off you, and then you can do really good for a minute, and then they slam them on there again. They don't ever tell you anything, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's just the algorithm. You're a small channel." Bullshit. Bullshit. I just had 2,600 fucking views on a fucking live stream in less than 24 hours. I usually stream about 24 hours. And then the next day, I go to stream and I got like 0 views in like an hour. And, I knew it was like, something's wrong here. Now, my channel has always gotten views just from whatever. And my subscribers don't really watch my channel. They are a small part of the channel. It's always been that way. When I started out, it was probably 1 or 2% of my subscribers watched my content. And all of my views were from YouTube searches, Google search, external stuff, and that kind of stuff. I study my statistics. I know what's going on here. So, basically, what it's like this is like, I don't show up in the YouTube search. I don't show up in any of this stuff. I'm not recommended. My subscribers right now are the only ones that are watching my content. And it's probably 5% of my subscribers maybe watching. So that's what's going on. YouTube has basically like, hey, you're on your own, buddy. No more help from us. Your subscribers will either carry you or you'll sink. And so basically, you guys have said it. You see my videos when I post them. I post a lot of videos because I'm trying to play with the algorithm. I'm trying to manipulate the system. I'm trying to get it to work in my favor. Do you think I want to put out 10 videos in a day? Why do you think I don't edit the videos? Why do you think I quickly put up these videos? Why do you think that I do basically on-the-fly stuff? Because that's what I have to do to put out that many videos. I couldn't sit down and edit all these videos and make them perfect. And supposedly, this new format that I've been doing for a while is the trending thing. Small channels, people talking to the camera, people making videos. Maybe one problem is I stay off the camera a lot because I get people that are stupid to come in here and tell me, looks like you're missing a fucking tooth, buddy. You must have talked crap to somebody. Because I get these sad hams that watch my channel. And I'm not afraid to say what I think about contesting or FT8 or DMR. I have an opinion. And when I see people acting like dickheads on HF, I have an opinion also. And some of these guys get offended because they are those dickheads on HF. And maybe they look around my shack and they're jealous that I have stuff. And how could you have all this stuff? You're younger than us. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you keep acting the way that you're acting, there won't be any younger people to be on the radio. Because you're running them all off real good. And anyway, these people will always find something to say, oh, this or that, whatever. It's really just like, so I've always just tried to like make videos, shoot the video of like, what am I doing? I don't need to be in the video. I'm not Ham Radio 2.0, temporarily offline, crash course. I'm not any of these guys. I don't want to be famous. I don't want you to recognize me at the Ham Fest. I don't want you to go, oh, you're that dude. No, I don't want fame. I just want to make videos. And I don't need to be in my video. Are you going to buy a Bofang because you see my picture next to it? No. Anyway, so my approach to how I do videos hasn't changed at all. I've been doing the same thing this channel's 20 years old or something like that. I mean, like, I started to use this channel in 2019. I had another channel that was my main channel. It got deleted because I screwed up and tried to merge the two channels. But anyway, I've been doing ham radio projects and portable stuff before there was even POTA. Okay? So, I'm not exactly new. I'm just under 50 and a ham. You know? But anyway, it doesn't matter. That's not an important thing. The thing is that my channel started out real slow, and I just kind of kept doing this thing, and then it started to kind of take off, and then I got monetized, and I was making a couple $100 a month, and then now I'm like, I ain't making nothing. I'm hardly getting any views. After, you know, having a bunch of negative experiences with people on YouTube, negative comments, weird people trolling me, and all of the people that used to be on here have just disappeared. They, you know, I mean, I'm not really the most interesting person anyway, so I get it, but it's very obvious when YouTube slams the brakes on you because you don't get views. You're gonna watch everything go down. You'll see your watch time hours cut in half or worse. So I've got some videos that have 35,000 views, but my average video I put out now will have less than 10 views. Why? I don't know. I'm doing everything exactly the same as I was before. In fact, I've been trying harder and harder the last few deal. Because I figured once they started playing games with me, I'm like, okay, we got to figure out this algorithm thing. Because it shouldn't be anything personal. But the more I look at it, I think it is something personal. I think I said something. Or every person that I've reported on my live stream, or every person, because I argued with a few people on my live stream, reported my channel, and I've been reported too many times. Something. But now, when I go live, if somebody posts a weird comment, I just leave it on there. I don't want to remove it. I don't want to time them out. I don't want to do anything. I want no interaction with that. I don't want YouTube saying that I'm acting negatively. So, and I don't need the people on the live stream that I don't know reporting my channel. And there was, for a while, there was a lot of really, really weird stuff. I've had people say some pretty nasty stuff, inappropriate stuff. I mean, if you look at like some of the other people that we know, like oh god, I can't remember his name. He's donated money to the channel a few times. Nick Kelly. Yeah, Nick Kelly. He goes live and he's a redneck dude and he's got his chew in his mouth. He's just a good old boy, man, you know? I mean, like, who cares? He's talking about stuff, and now he says he doesn't know how to read, and I don't know if that's true or not, but these people just poke fun of him, and they literally come to his channel just to roast him and be rude to him. And they give him money. It's nuts. And he gets tons of views, but that's not what I want, man. I don't want that. Anyway, we were getting a lot of those weird people on my channel for a while. They had the rat fart dude and a couple of other people, and just like, it was nuts. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with the channel, because like, do I just keep putting out a ton of videos? Do I slack off? Do I not put anything out and wait and see what happens? I was thinking, I'm like, I need to spend less time at this thrift store, more time on my channel. And then all this happened. I'm like, okay. So it was getting good enough to where I thought, you know, I might be able to support my family on this and actually move somewhere else. Because the ultimate goal is like, hey, if I can make a living on YouTube, I can live wherever I want and be able to afford a house. You know, I could just move to Wyoming, Montana. I don't want to live in Arizona. It's hot and nasty here. And it's not real friendly anymore. You know? I don't know. I just don't want to be here no more. But, I mean, you know, I'm grateful that I have what I have. Okay, look. Don't get me wrong, man. I'm lucky. I'm a sober alcoholic. I'm an ex-convict. I'm lucky I'm not buried in prison somewhere, dude. You know? I'm grateful. Trust me. I lived on the streets. I've been through all kinds of crap. You know? It was jails and institutions and death for me, dude. That's what it was. And in the direction that I was going, I went real fast. And, you know, when I got out, I just didn't want to go back, okay? It wasn't fun. All right? And I used to do a lot of tattooing and stuff, and, you know, I got into a lot of fights, got my ass kicked and all that good stuff. You know, I didn't learn right away because I was 17 years old when I went to the penitentiary, basically. I was 18. I turned 18 in the jail. You know, I got a first-degree assault and a robbery charge, okay? If you want to look it up or whatever, who cares? But, I mean, so I'm forever a first-degree assault felon, Class A felony. I can't get rid of it, okay? And so for the rest of my life, I have to pay for my stupid choices and decisions on that. Which means that every time I apply for a job now, and you know, I've been out for a long time. I've been out for 20 plus years. So I went in the 90s and got out in the 2000s. So I did 10 years. But the thing is, there was a point in time where I never got denied a job because the background check stuff didn't pull it up because it was too old. But now we're in this new age, this new era where they pull up every single frickin' thing. And so, you know, I was applying for jobs at the Dodge dealership, the Kia dealership, because I've been turning wrenches for a really long time. And I'm okay at it. I've got lots of tools and crap and, you know, but I don't want to work at a mom and pop shop getting yelled at by some old pissed off dude for $16 to $17 an hour. And so I learned that, well, this background thing is a real deal now that's showing up every time, and I'm getting denied jobs because of my background. It sounds like I'm a fucking chimo or something, you know? So, and anyway, so that's kind of, I'm like, okay, I need to do this YouTube thing, you know what I mean? And it's very frustrating because, you know, I've been sober 10 plus years. You know, I'm going through things in my life where I'm like, oh, this is going to work, okay. You know, and then it doesn't work. But you don't give up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just frustrating. It's like, especially with YouTube, it's like, man, I could tell that there was a potential to really go far. Because when people's channels blow up, they blow up, you know, they get big. And apparently I missed my opportunity or something. I don't know what I did wrong. But anyway, guys, I'm just kind of irritated, you know, and like, also another thing why I'm not really cut out to be a YouTube creator, I don't think, because I read all your comments and I take them personally. I read them, and like if somebody says something they don't agree with me, then all of a sudden I don't feel good because I'm like, well, this guy doesn't like what I had to say. Oh, that ruined my day, you know. It's like I let it bother me. And I know that you can't make everybody happy, but that's what I want to do. I want everybody to agree with me. I want everybody to be happy. It's kind of the alcoholic personality, you know. We want to be the puppet master. We want to run the show, you know. And I can't do that. So one thing is, I've gotten a lot less of it, but I used to get some really bad comments on my videos to where for a while, and then I was getting these weird bot comments to where I actually had to turn off comments on my channel I did it for quite a while. And maybe at least 3 months, I turned off comments. And it was just, I would get all these old angry hams. They would post something, you know. They would like, oh, you're a no code extra, blah, blah. Dude, who cares? When you die, who's going to replace you if you keep running everybody off the radio? What's going to happen to ham radio if all these old dudes that are whining about no code extras keep spewing their venom on the bands? And we got the jammers playing their recordings. We've got the gatekeepers on the 2-meter 440 repeaters. I mean, as bad as I talk about DMR, that's the future of ham radio, guys. DMR, because Fusion and D-Star flop. Now you have other hobbies that are involved in this stuff, like Meshtastic and all that, which doesn't necessarily require a license. But most people aren't going to be interested in HF once they hear what's going on there, you know? Unless they're a contest person. I'm not into contesting, whatever. I don't like it because I don't like dishonest people, and there's a high majority of contesters that are dishonest. Every time they give a report, they're lying. Not everybody's 5'9". Come on, man. And they've been running illegal amounts of power, tons of these stations, for a long, long time. You know, but whatever. Let them do their thing. Tomorrow is field day. It's not a contest, but they've turned it into a contest. And these guys will be out. They'll have fun. And maybe some new people will be introduced to field day, and maybe that will attract them, but maybe it won't. I don't know. It's not for me to decide. But the main thing is, I'm here to do a YouTube channel, and I'm kind of like the dive into stuff and see if we can make stuff work on a shoestring budget. Think of like Vice Grip Garage for ham radio or something. You know what I mean? Like, I used to go to the Ham Fest and buy all this junk and try and make it work, you know? And, you know, I'd go to the thrift store and buy junk and try and make it work. That's kind of what I like to do. I'm not really that big on talking on the radio anymore, you know? I mean, it bums me out that I can't just get on there and go blah, 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 because I do like to talk. I'm a talker. I talk way too much. When I grew up as a kid, my dad always had to tell me to shut up. Just like I have to tell my youngest one, shh, quiet, stop talking. You just love the sound of your own voice. Now, as I've gotten older, I'm not quite like that anymore, but I do like to get on the radio and talk. But it's got to be about something worth talking about. And it's hard to find people that want to talk about thrift store junk, junky computers, whatever. Because a lot of the guys on there, they're rich. They've got money. They don't know what it's like to be poor. They don't know what it's like to be using EBT for food stamps and going to the food bank. They don't know what it's like to go to prison. They don't know what it's like to, you know, live on the streets for, you know, years. You know, now, I'm not living like that exactly right now, but I mean, you know, it's still, you know, we're scraping by, you know. So, I don't have a lot in common with these guys with their $3,000 radio. You know, my most expensive purchase for a radio was a 710 or a 7300, you know, and that's considered a cheap radio. Now, yes, it's not cheap for somebody that's not into ham radio, but I mean, I've been doing this for a while. So, and at one point in time, I was making a couple $100 a month on YouTube, so, you know, and sometimes a little bit of money on Amazon. But I just don't even know what to do anymore. I'm like, I'm not going to give up because, you know, but what should I do? Just keep doing the same thing? I don't even know anymore, man. I'm just like, the minute you think you might have a comprehension of how things are going or why they're going, it just changes. So anyway, guys, if you're new and you watched me rant, sorry. You don't need to like and subscribe because it ain't going to probably make any difference, so I'll catch you all later.